Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Stock Market Update video. This is where we do technical analysis on QQQ as well as the 7 mega cap techs, Tesla, Meta, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia. So looking at their support and resistance levels, as well as what's the most likely scenario where I think price market would be heading into later next week. All right, so let's get started on the Qs first. We're looking on the 15-minute time frame. So we have a rising wedge here. And then we got a bear break this Thursday. So it was a first bearish day that we really had in, I would say, probably 2 weeks, ever since that low was marked. And now the question for me is, can the bears take this lower and confirm an actual bare minimum for me, hourly downtrend at least, right? I always talk about when we do get that opposing move, can we get at least an hourly trend change in terms of whoever is trying to negate that move? And we didn't. So on Friday, so this is a big enough drop on Thursday, right? We bounce and then we just chop around. That's it. So bears had their chance here to confirm that hourly downtrend, as you guys can see here. They made it this low, right? They just had to break Thursday's low for that hourly downtrend to confirm, right? Initial move, right? This is just one move. There's no pivots. Pivot is being set there, and they brought it lower, and they couldn't. They had to make a lower low for the hourly downtrend to confirm. So they weren't able to do that. And now we're just looking at a tiny range because very clear. Big move up, big move down, big move up, big move down, another big move up. So this is forming a equilibrium here. So we'll have to see which way that equilibrium breaks. It would look like something like this. We might get a little bit more touches overnight on Sunday and throughout the morning. But right now, it's just 2 touches, and we're just tightening up at this moment. And so it'll break. So once this breaks, if this breaks bear and we get an hourly downtrend confirmed, breaking this low, then we'll likely get more follow through on the daily time frame overall, and might get a little bit more daily consolidation from there. Let me delete this rising wedge so it looks clear. But yeah, if we break down from there, breaking Thursday's low, I'm probably looking at potentially a bounce closer to this EMA 12 on the daily time frame. We still have a ton of room, even if we drop. Okay, let's measure it from the bottom of the move to the top of the move, right? Even if we drop to 462, it's still like a bull flag overall. So bulls have a ton of room to work with, and burden is on the bear to break bear out of that tightening range. And if they can't even do that, we're probably going to hit higher, in my opinion. And we're just going to tighten up and then break bull and then head a little bit higher from there. But we got to be very cautious of Nvidia's earnings on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, it's 28th. And so that will determine where the market's going to go, in my opinion, overall. If Nvidia stellar earnings again, it probably makes a new all-time high, then Qs are probably going to test all-time highs as well when that happens. So my guess is that we're probably going to go sideways to not much action, or like a bear break, lack follow through, or bull break, lack follow through into Wednesday. And when we get that clarity from Nvidia's earnings, then that's when we either tank really hard or we skyrocket really hard from there. So we'll have to see. So yeah, so very clear, which makes sense from what we got on Friday, right? Tightening range, tightens up, inside bar, indecision day. Monday, let's say we get another indecision day here, right? Chills out. Tuesday, we start to maybe come out a little bit into Wednesday and potentially get that report. And then we get that big move from Wednesday. So that's my guess. That's what's going to happen, but we'll have to see. Take it one at a time, and we'll see which way these breaks. All right, let's do the Meg 7s, and I'll do the commodities update tomorrow. If you guys are looking for natural gas and all that other stuff. And make sure to check out the Patreon page on YouTube and support the channel, as well as if you guys want looking for mentorships, check that out. If you guys are wanting to learn how to start your trading prop firms, or if you don't have any capitals, or you have a lot of capital, doing position trading, all that kind of stuff, check out the mentorship. All right, Tesla. So Tesla here had that relative weakness overall on Thursday, but it's bounced back most of it. So similar idea, right? When you have big moves on both directions, like this, you're looking for that tiny range as well. So if we go to the hourly charts, you can see that upper wick, lower wick as well. So if we continue to go sideways on the Qs, Tesla likely doing the same thing. You can see here as well. That's probably what we're looking at like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So likely tying into um, Wednesday as well with earnings. Not that Nvidia really has anything to do with Tesla, but Nvidia is going to move QQQ. So and when Q moves, it's going to move Tesla. So they're pretty all interconnected overall. So similar idea into Wednesday if this, depending on this tiny range where it wants to break. All right, let's see here. Let's go look at Meta. So Meta has been rejecting from that all-time highs that we talked about last week, and it still looks like it's still here. Okay, so I don't like where we broke it on Thursday and lack follow through, but I'm going to cut it some slack because Thursday was a pretty darn bearish day for the Qs, down 2%. You can see Meta held pretty darn well, 0.6, right? Negative 0.6, and we broke the new high. So we may have a chance to still test it again and break the new high as long as we don't break below this prior range here. So you can see this prior resistance, resistance. Sometimes they movement lines a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. So resistance, right? If we come down here, there's still going to be a bull flag. So no signs of red flags yet as of now for Meta, because from the bottom, it's from this bottom move to the top of the move. Still a bull flag to me, even if we come down to this level. But ideally, we hold this 515 level where this is prior resistance. When we do come down to it, I want to see active support, and we bounce off of that. That'll be ideal. And you can see this horizontal prior resistance as well. It's going to be slightly coinciding together with this downtrending one. So when there's multiple resistance levels around one area or support levels, it's going to hold a lot better. So we'll see. Although slightly underperforming on Friday because of that all-time high rejection, we'll have to see if this relative weakness continues. If this relative weakness continues, then we might head lower. But if it's just a one-day thing, then no big deal. It's still trading close to all-time highs. So no signs of red flag as of yet. And other than it confirmed a hourly downtrend. So this is what bears want to see on the Qs. Big move down, bounce, made a lower low. So that's an hourly downtrend confirmed. So let's see if Meta Bear is getting follow through. They need to break this very clear support right here. 523. This is hourly bear flag right here. Big move down and hourly bear flagging. So when this breaks below Friday's low, yeah, we're definitely gonna come down to test this 516 if we break through this Friday's low and this 523 zone. So Meta is actually relatively weaker than the market at this moment. Although on its bounce, it bounced a lot more. So cutting in some slack at this moment. And let's take an Amazon. Amazon. So this is what happens when the market doesn't confirm hourly downtrends, and then Amazon does. So right when Amazon did this hourly downtrend confirm, the market bounced, right? So it's not going to go any lower if the market's not doing it. Amazon is slightly relatively weaker as well compared to the market because of its hourly downtrend, but lacking absolute zero follow through here on that hourly downtrend and still holding above this support zone right here. So as long as Amazon holds above roughly this 175 level, then it's going to be okay. We did slightly reject from these upper level, which is this structure, this recent structure here, right? Very clear structure before we broke down. You can see we rejected from there for now. This might form some kind of a 4-hour head and shoulders. So Amazon needs to hold this 175 zone. If it breaks down from there, then that's a bear break of this head and shoulders pattern, which is an uptrend into a downtrend. All right, let's look at Google. So last week I talked about Google still being the weakest of all and still pretty darn weak. Barely bounced this drop. If we go to the weekly chart, measure from top of the move, bottom of the move, is still a weekly bear flag because we did not get over 0.382. And despite Thursday's drop, it's still holding okay as long as we hold above the EMA 12, which is tail looking line. It was trying resistance, and finally got above it. Now it's acting as support. So ideally, we want to see Google continue to hold this level and get that EMA 12 acting as support, and then bounce off of here and continue its daily uptrend. Yeah, it's still slightly weaker. Hourly downtrend confirmed, lacking a follow through, bounce, and it. Yeah, as long as continue to hold the EMA 12, Google should be okay. And let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft here. Big drop on Thursday, I think, is due to Snow's earnings. But Microsoft already reported its earnings, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's relatively weaker on after that Snow's news. It's been weaker for the last 2 days, right? You can see the Qs bounce 1% on Friday, while Microsoft bounced 0.3%, which is not that ideal overall. But after such a significant move from the lows, pullback of 35% is not that big of a deal at this moment. If you start bouncing from here, curling up, then we're probably gonna get a bull break on that Q's tightening range. You can see this thing as well, right? Hourly downtrend confirmed, breaking the prior low pivot and lacking follow through as well. So we're getting a lot of lacking follow throughs on Fridays for the downtrend confirming. So that's why the bears couldn't really take the Qs lower, right? If all these mega cap sevens get their hourly downtrend confirming and follow through, this would have also broken. Qs would have also broken this low and get the hourly downtrend confirming. We would have a bear break, probably a bear trending day on Friday as well. But nope, didn't happen because they all got this lacking follow through on the charts. All right, let's take a look at Apple here. Apple's just been lead bull, no signs of red flags, right? You can see literally every day is green. And we back tested that this resistance that we've been looking at, right? Resistance. Got over it back again, back tested. Did even break through it on Thursday? Despite market was down 2%, Apple was only down 0.83% on that day and held this prior resistance, now acting as support. And it bounced out of it on Friday, so that's good. Although it's, looks like it's just flagging, so this could be a bull flag. It really depends. Likely we'll see another inside day for Apple, while the Qs have their inside day again here. In my opinion, before Nvidia's earnings, so probably get a chill Monday or Tuesday. But who knows? We might get some weird news, but the market likely just waiting for Nvidia, honestly. So probably a lot of inside days, inside bars tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow, Mondays and Tuesdays. All right, let's take the look at Nvidia as the most important one for us to see. see technical wise and earnings wise. Okay, so technical wise, looks like we drew this together a while ago, and it's rejection, rejection, rejection. Looks like we rejected it 1, 2, and then is retesting it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections, and retesting it again on Friday. So we'll see if we can break above that, right? If we start breaking above this, then we got to be a little bit cautious. If we get a bad earnings, that means they just drop even more. But if we just, chop around, go sideways around here, and then earnings comes, get a good earnings, and we probably will bull break. It will be a lot bigger of that break. So so we got to see, right? If this breaks bull Monday, I don't think that we're going to get that much follow through due to a lot of market participants going to be wary about that earnings report coming in. So, but it's looking like it wants to break so far for now, at least. If we do break, right, there's not much resistance above us, right? We're looking back up to closer to this 132, which is this low last structure here. You see the volume really dries up after that, right? That means there's not a lot of resistance above us anymore, which perfectly makes sense. Just these wicks here, these candles there, that barely has any action. The more sideways action you have, the more volume is going to be at that area, the more resistance is going to be that area. So if we can break 132, then we're probably looking closer to 136. And if we get a bullish earnings reaction, who knows? Maybe all-time highs, right? But vice versa can happen. So it's tough to say. But for now, it seems like Nvidia's demand's been decent. So definitely going to move the market and the semiconductor sector. So key watch. Make sure you really, guys, put it on your calendar for Wednesday. Don't want to miss this one out because it's definitely going to move the market. And make sure you guys position yourself correctly. So you guys are playing earnings stuff to coin flip pretty much. All right, that is all for you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. And yeah, and have a good rest of you guys' weekend.